Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R Automotive. Today we have a 2024 and up Ford F-150 and we're installing a 40-inch light bar on a standard non-modular bumper. The first thing we're going to do is remove this top plastic cover. It's all held on push pins, so we're going to get to it. Get a screwdriver underneath it. So now we're going to get to the second level. So now we just lift this up and slide this out. There's one more here. So now we're going to remove the plastic piece and get it out the way. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and remove all the push pins in the front of the grill. So I'm going to start off on the side here. So these, you got to put a little pressure and kind of pry them on all sides. They're a little tight in there, but it's still a push pin. And you can see when I remove it, a lot of little ridges that it has to get through. So these are a little harder to get out. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to remove these two 7mm bolts on each side, and that's going to separate that bottom brow below the grill, so that way we can get to the bolts that are securing the bottom of the grill as well. So now that we remove two on the driver's side, we're going to do the same thing on the passenger. Alright, so now we're going to remove these two. Once again, it's a 7mm socket. Alright, now follow me on the driver's side. Okay, so now that we got all the bolts removed, let's go ahead and unclip it. I'm going to grab the side, and I'm just going to unclip it forward, and just going to work my edge along the edge of the front of the grill. So this is all just clips. So the last two bolts that we're removing, one on each side, there is a 10mm bolt on the bottom of the grill. There it is. So now we're going to go ahead and unclip the front end. I'm going to go ahead and pull on the trim, and it's going to start separating. Alright, so now that we remove the front grille, let me show you how the brackets look like that we're going to install onto the frame of the truck. You get a driver and a passenger side bracket. Start with the driver side. There is a hole. That's the one that's going to be used to attach the light bar to. And there's an oval opening. That's the one that we're going to reuse and rethread the factory bolt. So there's three bolts here that are facing towards the front of the truck. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to use the center one. So I'm going to go ahead and remove it. It's a number 13 size wrench. So this bracket is going to be installed like this, and the tab for the light bar is going to be pointing outwards. So we're going to rethread the bolt that we just removed, and you want to push down. There's a rubber trim piece. The bracket is designed to go directly on it and press it. So you want to press it down as you're tightening. And the main reason you want to press down on the bracket is so that way it sits straight. And I'm not going to tighten it all the way because we're still going to have to adjust it for alignment of the light bar. So same thing on the passenger side. You have three bolts here. We're going to take out the middle one. We're going to rethread the bolt that we just removed through the oval part of the bracket. And we're going to install it with this tab pointing outward. As I'm tightening, I'm going to press on the bracket to make it nice and flat. And I'm not going to tighten it all the way because we're still going to have to adjust it for alignment of the light bar. So with the M&R kit, you're going to get a choice of either a Slim or a Pro Series light bar, and a set of L brackets that go on the end caps. Whether you purchase the Slim or the Pro, the steps are identical. Because on the F-150, we're going to provide power from the passenger side, you want the wire to be on the passenger side as well. It's going to be a lot easier, so that way you're not routing wires across. So we're going to start with the driver's side end cap. It is L-shaped, so when we install it, the L part of it is going to go towards the center of the light bar, and there's going to be a stud with a nut on the bottom. So I'm going to use the supplied hardware to attach the end cap to the light bar. So to summarize, the L part of the bracket is going towards the inside of the light bar, and there's a stud facing down. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the Pro for the driver's side. We're going to use the supplied hardware to install the end cap. The only difference for the Pro versus the Slim is that the Pro has 2 small bolts that are holding the end cap, where the Slim only has 1. Same thing on the passenger side, and on the Pros, it's the same way. All right, so now that the L brackets are on the light bar, let's go to the truck. So I'm going to take off these 1/4 inch nuts from the studs of the L brackets. So I'm going to go ahead and thread the stud through that hole. And on this side, we're a little too short. So what we're going to do, loosen this bolt so that way we can slide this bracket down. So now after sliding this bracket a little bit more inward, now our light bar stud goes into the bracket. So we went ahead and centered the light bar up with the license plate, so we know that it's in the middle. Now we can tighten the factory bolts. Once again, as I'm tightening, I'm going to press down on here, so that way it sits nice and flush. And I'm going to press down on this bracket as well as I'm tightening it. I'm going to go ahead and bring my wire into the engine bay through this opening. And I'm going to eliminate all of slack, because when you do have the grill installed, it's going to be difficult to feed the wire through. We're going to install the grill as well as the bottom trim piece. This light bar will be in the way, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually remove it and let it hang like that. All right, I'm going to reinstall the grill. Please follow the same steps you used to remove the grill in reverse to assemble it. Now that the grill is installed, we can install the bottom trim piece. All right, so now we have the Pro light bar here, and we're installing it using the same steps. The brackets are already in, the front end is already assembled. Slide the threaded stud into the hole, secure it with a nut. We're gonna do the same thing on the passenger side. Thread the stud into the hole, and we're going to tighten it in the bottom. All right, so now that we have the light bar installed and the wirings in the engine bay, this is where we need to provide power. If your vehicle is equipped with factory auxiliary switches, you can connect your light bar power wires directly to them. If your vehicle is not equipped with factory auxiliary switches, such as the one we're working on today, instead we're going to use the M&R wireless controller. So let me show you what you get with the wireless 2.0 kit. 2 power cables, a ground cable, the ACC wire, some terminal contacts and mounting hardware, M&R remote, 100 amp fuse, the actual module, mounting zip ties. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, let's open up the module. So we're going to take out these 4 Allen screws. So now we can take off the cover. Looking at this module, you have a couple things you want to notice. There's a positive terminal, there is a negative terminal. You have 8 different circuits, and they're all labeled here with auxiliary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, with appropriate amp fuses, and you also get 3 trigger wires. If you choose to use the ACC wire, you would plug it in onto the first terminal here. ACC, all it does is when you get ignition, it'll turn on, it'll wake up the unit if it goes into sleep mode. We actually don't use it. The unit wakes up on its own if it feels that your battery is fully charged. So the ACC wire, this one's optional. So let me show you how to assemble the fuse, and we're going to connect that to the positive terminal. So you have 2 terminals. You have one that goes towards the battery, you have one that goes towards the module, and there's a brake button in here. So if you press this button, it actually disengages power going through it. So I like to actually reset it and then turn it on towards the end of our install. So reset, and let's connect the 2 power terminals. So one of them is labeled BAT. That's going to be the one that goes towards the battery. So I'm going to take one of the power cables. I'm going to slide it under this nut, and I'm going to tighten it. So the side that says BAT here, that's going to go towards the battery. On the second side, it says AUX, load. So this is the side that you want towards your module. So same thing, I'm going to loosen it. I'm going to slide the terminal underneath the nut, and I'm going to tighten it. So the side where it says load, we're going to connect this terminal onto the positive terminal of the module. So I'm going to slide it underneath. The main reason you want to slide it underneath here is because there's going to be a cover on top. We're going to loosen the BAT positive terminal, and we're going to put this wire with a fork under this bolt. So now I'm going to tighten it. So now we have a power to the cable. This end is going to be connected to the positive terminal of the battery. We're going to do the same thing with a ground, which is the thin wire. And this ground only operates the module, so you cannot connect other grounds to it like your light bar accessories. We're going to take this, slide it under as well. We're going to loosen this terminal. And we're going to tighten it. So now we have assembled a power, ground, and an inline fuse. Just a reminder, after you have everything connected to the battery, positive and negative terminal, unless you put the switch in line, there's not going to be any power going through it. So this is the off position, and this is the on position. So now we can go ahead and install this on the truck. Let's go ahead and connect a positive and a negative to the module. So for the positive, we're going to use a bolt on the positive terminal. We're going to loosen it, slide the terminal from the red wire underneath it, and we're going to tighten it. And we're going to do the same thing on the ground, which is the skinny black wire. We're going to loosen it, slide the terminal underneath it, and we're going to tighten it. So if you see here, there is a solid green light. This shows you that the module is receiving proper power and that it's grounded well. So now we can connect our light bar to the module. So if you purchased a slim light bar in either white or amber, your light bar is going to have two wires. It's going to have a red wire, which is the positive, and it's going to have the black wire, which is the ground. If you purchased a Pro Series light bar or a dual function light bar of the slim model, you actually get a third wire. It's a white wire. So this is the power for the amber daytime running lights. So we're going to go ahead and separate the black wire from the other two, because the black wire is the ground, and we're going to ground it to the negative terminal of the battery. And we're going to provide power to the red and the white. Take the red and the white wire, and we're going to slip it underneath that slot. There's going to be a cover here. So switch number one, we're going to use that terminal for the main function. In this case, is going to be the powerful white light. And switch number two is going to be the white wire, which is the secondary function, the amber DRL. It's the low intensity amber backglow. Once again, if you have the slim line, you might not have a white wire. All you have to do is just connect the red. So that leaves us with one black wire. So that's going to be our ground. So for the ground cable, we're going to attach an eyelid, and we'll actually ground it in the same spot we did the ground for this module. So we're going to attach an eyelid. We're going to crimp it. We're going to go ahead and loosen this nut, slide our eyelid on the terminal, and we're going to put this one right underneath it. That's the ground from the module, and we're just going to tighten it. So as far as final placements, there's two ways of mounting this module. So you have a fuse box cover here, and you have two holes. You can take this cover off, and you can drill two holes and secure it right on top of this cover. Or if you wanted to, you can use zip ties that come with the kit. There's little eyelids here, and you can zip tie it anywhere in place. There's a factory harness, there's a rod here. So just get creative. All you want to do is just make sure that it's nice and stationary. So let me show you how the slim looks like. With one button, you have the amber DRL. It's a low intensity amber light, daytime running light that you could drive around town with. And then with another button, you have the powerful white light. So this is the Pro Series 40. With one button, you have the low intensity amber daytime running light. And then you also have the powerful white light. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got the confidence that you need to install this product yourself. I know you guys are going to absolutely love it.